Through the compassion of Shakyamuni and Amida, we have been brought to realize the mind that seeks to attain Buddhahood. It is by entering the wisdom of Shinjin that we become persons who respond in gratitude to the Buddha's benevolence. It is by the power of Dharmakara's vow that we realize the Nembutsu, that is wisdom. Were it not for the wisdom of Shinjin, how could we attain nirvana? It is a great torch in the long night of ignorance. Do not sorrow that your eyes of wisdom are dark. It is a ship on the vast ocean of birth and death. Do not grieve that your obstructions of karmic evil are heavy. The words of Shinran Shonin in the Hymns of the Dharma Ages, verses 34, 35, and 36, which you can find in the Collected Works of Shinran, Volume 1, page 407. The Jodoshinshu Hongwanji teachings of Shinran begin and end with just saying Namo Amida Butsu. The practice of saying Namo Amida Butsu is called the Nembutsu, or mindfulness of Amida Buddha. Just by saying Namo Amida Butsu, the heart and mind aspiring to enlightenment is awakened in us. When the heart and mind aspiring to enlightenment is awakened, we discover the true meaning of the primal vow, the Hongan, that is Amida's great vow that all ordinary people will realize enlightenment. We truly understand that just as we are, young or old, rich or poor, able or unable to perform Buddhist practice, we are saved from the delusions of self-centered ego self in this unrepeatable life. We awaken to reality as it is. We awaken to the truth of non-self. The world does not revolve around us. It's not about me. We awaken to the truth of impermanence. All things change. Nothing is permanent. This too shall pass. We awaken to the truth of human existence. We are not the exception to birth, aging, illness, and death. We awaken to the reality that we are already embraced by great compassion and illuminated by the light of infinite wisdom of Amida, never to be abandoned, just as we are. We awaken to the wondrous gift of life and the gifts that we are receiving every moment of every day. We awaken to our ego self. We are only human, flawed, limited, afraid, and simultaneously we awaken to our true self, our Buddha nature, the heart of compassion and the mind of non-discrimination. This awakening is Amida's gift of Shinjin, the heart of entrusting, and the mind that is free of doubt. Shinjin is awakened in us through the power of Amida's vow, the Hongan, the promise of birth in the Pure Land, which works ceaselessly in our lives, right here, right now. And when we truly internalize the truths of Buddhism and awaken to the absolute reality that we are embraced by great compassion, never to be abandoned, just as we are free to live life with strength and serenity. When Shinjin is awakened in us, when we say Namo Amida Butsu, this is the Nembutsu of gratitude, for we are free to live this unrepeatable life, just as it is. Does receiving Shinjin mean that we are Buddha, suddenly have magical powers, or are superior to other people? No, definitely not. We are still only human, self-centered, easy to anger, always wanting more than we need, and constantly finding someone else to blame for our unhappiness. But, illuminated by the light of infinite wisdom, we can see ourselves as foolish, absolutely ordinary human beings. We can laugh at ourselves for being so stupid. When we realize that we are the silly ones that Amida vows to save, then we begin to appreciate just how lucky we are, and we awaken compassion for others. Awakening compassion for others, we are empowered to help other people as best as we can, just as we are. Being only human, we realize we alone cannot solve the world's problems, but we can begin to help our ohana, our family, our friends, our neighbors, our community. Even if we're not wealthy, we can give the precious gift of kind eyes and gentle words to everyone we meet today. We can smile with aloha at everyone we encounter today. We can give a friendly shaka or a friendly wave to everyone we see today. We can say mahalo, thank you, to the essential workers who are risking their health so that we can buy food, drink clean water, receive medical care, and so that we know that our kupuna elders are being cared for. We can pick up the phone and call someone we haven't talked to in ages. We can write a letter to thank the people who made us who we are today. The wise teachers who shared their joy of learning with us. The true friends who listened when we needed to talk. The kind neighbors who helped us when we were in need. The friendly uncles who taught us important lessons in life. And the smiling aunties who always treated us with kindness. For those who have passed on before us, we can pause for a moment, remember and reflect, and we can offer incense, we can gassho, we can bow our heads, and we can say Namo Amida Butsu. The Nembutsu of gratitude is Namo Amida Butsu that says mahalo to the countless people who made us who we are today, and every person and every living being that makes our life possible today. Just by saying the Nembutsu of gratitude, Namo Amida Butsu, our outlook on life changes. The world becomes a brighter place. The noise and confusion of the real world fades into the background. Suddenly, we hear the music of birds singing. We notice the beauty of flowers blossoming. And we appreciate the colors of the rainbow of life. White clouds, blue skies, majestic green mountains, and the vastness of the deep blue sea. Suddenly, people around us are smiling, saying thank you, and everyone is living aloha. Suddenly, we pause before each meal and say, Itadakimasu. I truly am grateful to receive the gift of this food. Mahalo. Suddenly, we pause after each meal and say, Gochiso-sama. Thank you to the people who made this meal possible. Mahalo. And suddenly, we think that we are good people. And then, boom, we get angry at something we see on Facebook or on the news. We start blaming politicians, tourists, or bats for the inconvenience caused by COVID-19. We deny our fear, our grief, our sadness, our sense of loss, and we explode in rage. This is the nature of human existence as taught by Shinran Shonin. Despite being embraced by Amida's great compassion, we remain only human and give in to our human weaknesses, our attachments to blindly self-centered desires, and deny the reality or the truth of human existence. This happens to me every day, and that is when I see Amida's face smiling down at me. Good thing I have the kind immeasurable life. You need long time wake up, brah. Amida makes me laugh every day. And thus, embraced by great compassion and illuminated by the infinite light of wisdom, I am grateful and stupid at the same time. And thus, just by saying Namo Amida Butsu, I am humiliated and filled with joy at the same time. Ah, mahalo, Amida, for the joy of the Nembutsu. I'm reminded of my classmates at Chuo Gakuin Seminary in Kyoto, Marcio from Brazil and Mamata from Nepal. We were given the rare and wonderful opportunity to participate in the ascension ceremony for the Monshu at the Hongwanji in Kyoto, the mother temple of all Hongwanji temples. Dressed in the most formal robes, we assembled in a room and we were given very specific instructions for how to walk, how to sit, and how to bow in the inner sanctum, the Naijin, of the main hall dedicated to Shinran. We were nervous, of course. The time came to stand, line up, and proceed to the rear altar area. It was clear by the faces of the staff that this was a solemn occasion, a rare honor to enter the Naijin inner sanctum. As we waited for our turn to enter, Marcio was overcome with joy and started saying, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. I was caught up in his emotions, and I also started saying, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. The other priests who were waiting in line with us, who were many years our seniors, were waiting. They also started saying, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. And suddenly, there was 100 priests behind the altar to Shinran in the main hall at the Hongwanji, saying the Nembutsu in joy and gratitude. Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. You could see the staff of the Hongwanji looking at us like, everyone in the audience out front can hear you? When the ceremony was over, we changed back into our regular robes. Mamata, our classmate from Nepal, scolded Marcio. Marcio, you, urusai! You're so noisy. Everyone can see you. You're always saying, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Ah, you, urusai! The three of us burst out laughing. I shall forever be grateful and humbled by the power of just saying Namo Amida Butsu. And I hope that all of you will also just say it, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Amida calls out to us, offering compassion and wisdom, the promise of birth in the Pure Land, the perfect peace of nirvana and enlightenment, and liberation from our self-centeredness in this life, giving us a helping hand during these most extraordinary of times. Please join me in putting our palms together in Gassho and saying Namo Amida Butsu in joy and gratitude. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo.